Hey guys, thank you very much for bearing with me while I prepared your September reading for my dear Geminis. So this is going to be for September month, maybe now even a little bit into October. And this is a general reading for Gemini Sun, Moon and Rising sign. I also have Rising in Gemini, so for those of you who are looking to have a look at seeing your entire spectre, I would say just to go and look at the other videos too. And if you do want a love energy reading, I would suggest that you look at your Venus sign just to see what kind of things may be happening there. If you want a personal private reading with myself, just click on the link to my website right below in the comment little box down there. And also if you want to email me, it's lorientarot@gmail.com for any questions about any readings, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So let's see what's coming through for my dear Geminis today. Now, I'm sending some many blessings out there for everybody affected by every single hurricane, and as of today, every single earthquake that's been going on. It seems like, in the forest fires, and it seems like the apocalypse is happening in the far west, you know? So yeah, hopefully we'll get some good vibes coming through for September for us Geminis. Okay. Let's begin. Ooh, this card has come up so much this month for people, it's ridiculous. The Devil, the Three of Pentacles, you've got the Page of Swords, and you have Judgment. You've got the Ten of Cups. Wow. Okay, they're already saying, do not let the temptations come between you and your idea of a perfect family or a family unit. That's what the message is. They really just shouted at me about that, so I wanted to get that through straight away. You got the Hermit. Ooh, the Empress. And you have the Seven of Swords. Now another sign had the Seven of Swords. I can't quite remember which one it was. And at the bottom we have the Eight of Swords. I'm just going to move my runes. And my little cat familiar has just come in the room. So if you hear any purring, it's probably him. Okay. So let's see what we've got here for you, Gemini. So a lot of these cards actually signify a great deal of promise, and that may be promises that you have offered to certain people. It could be promises that you have made yourself, even like this month I'm going to definitely commit to eating healthier, or this month I'm definitely committing to driving better. I don't know, it just feels like there's something that you're trying to achieve this month, but this is your goal. And this Devil card is all about the temptation of maybe not doing it. You know, it could be that they're actually trying to get you not to do it, or, you know, it's a friend or a family member maybe saying, why bother? Why are you doing that? Why are you, you know, putting out all the stops just to do something that you don't even want to do? Why are you bothered maybe about doing this and all that kind of stuff? And maybe it's kind of like you have a perfect family home, or you want the perfect family home, but then you don't really want it, or something's telling you, but it's too much effort, you know, it's too much for you to concentrate on doing. Why bother? What's going on? How come everything is, you know, building up around me like this? What's going on? How are we doing? You know, it could just be you feeling a little bit pushed into the background slightly. I mean, I would think that a lot of these cards are very much based on your achievements in various stages. I do think that there's a lot of potential when it comes to you creating what you want, especially here, but it does seem like in general it's all about the promises and keeping those promises. You don't want to screw yourself by actually saying, oh well, I just gave it away in the first half and now I feel trapped and now I've got to kid myself into doing something. All these cards, just, well, 3 cards that I can see that are potentially irksome for you. Just trying to see what they're telling me about it as well. they're actually showing me a cauldron right now, and it's almost like there's a melting pot of certain things that you're supposed to be doing. There's a melting pot of this, and you have to do this, and maybe that's also your emotions. Not always, Gemini, do you actually convey your emotions very well. This is just one of those things. Comedians, you've got journalists as well with Geminis, and I just think that, yeah, written word, spoken word, all that kind of stuff, absolutely perfect. But if it comes to the nitty gritty of I'm going to be emotional right now, sometimes, you know, we can struggle. And I think that that's going to be maybe a theme. Maybe this is kind of like, no, don't express your feelings. You know, you'll achieve that even if you don't. Or for some of you, I feel unfortunately it's going to be a temptress, tempter, who may be trying to get you to do something that, you know, could potentially skewer this area. Well, let's focus on the positives. We've got the Three of Pentacles. So this is all about you basically learning, and I think watching and learning. Something visual learning. You're going to see somebody do something, and then you're going to go, oh, I can do that. It's just going to be like a snap thing, like, I can do that. Yeah, I know how to do that. And I think this is actually going to start forward something brand new for you. It's going to be almost like a position of trust in yourself. You'll be able, I think, to notice what it is you need to do, what it is you need to change. I think that there's more that you want to do, maybe that you haven't even realized yet. You know, it could be that you're thinking, oh, well, maybe I'll just do this another day, but that goal that you're going to put off for another day is very much something that I think you should start thinking about now, rather than anything else. You know, like when people say if you start a new job and you're like, oh, where do you want to be in 5 years? And you're kind of like, hopefully not here. You know, that kind of thing, if it's not your dream job. I think you're kind of going to plan ahead with certain things because you're far ahead of the field that you already are. You're far more advanced than other people, I think. It's just a case of some of you, not all of you. Some of you have laziness. Some of you are just so lazy and you're just like, okay, anything for a quiet life, I'm not bothered. I'm not going to push myself, I'm just going to do general stuff. Me. That's it. You're just not doing anything else. You're just very, very sigh, let's get on with it. Oh, well, blah. You know, it's that kind of apathy that really isn't working. It's just not working at all. But then we have the Hermit here, so I think you kind of know deep down that there's something that isn't working and you're not doing anything to change it, and this is actually going to come out to you in September. Something which isn't working within your life needs to be changed, and you are going to do that. I also feel that this is something to do with incense and cleansing. So you may need to just take a moment, take a breath, cleanse yourself, make sure that you can be a bit zen about it. I know that could be seen as a little bit cliche, but I honestly feel that you will create something through meditation and maybe through a little bit of spiritual practice, because I do think it will even out. It'll even out the kind of physical things. So if you're having trouble with your work or trouble with an environment that you're not quite happy with and you don't really know how to tackle it, that's your thing. All you have to do is go into yourself, think about it. You know, I don't feel like there's anything that you need to do, really. I do feel, to turn around and say, oh, I'm going to run away from the situation. There's nothing that you need to do to force this along. You just have to go within. You know, you don't have to reach outside and go, help me. How do I reach this place? How do I, deal with the amount of attention I'm getting from people who are actually interested? You just need to go within yourself, do your spiritual practice. This, I think, could be, yeah, but you know what I could do instead of working for this? I could have a break. You know, don't let that kind of thing. Everyone, I think, is being very stressed right now because of certain things. We're all connected on the higher consciousness, and if people are screaming, then we feel it, even if it's just miles and miles away. We'll know. That's it. We'll know. And I think that this is kind of coming back around. You're just so exhausted that maybe you don't want to do anything. But, I think it's going to be worth it. Page of Swords is very much a case of messages and things coming through, and I would say that this is about the curiosity and the energy of the future. You seem to be dropping everything and getting like this epiphany and going, ha ha, you know, and just kind of having this connective energy of saying, yes, I know, I'm going to defend this, or I'm going to go off and do this. So it's definitely something that I think is quite a positive element for you. It's so interesting to see this as well, that's just coming through a little bit better, and you know, you may be feeling like, I have it. And interestingly enough, the two cards here have very much the same pose. Well, this bit anyway. So she's holding up her staff and he's holding up his sword or dagger, and basically they're both in unison here. I mean, they both got a little black kitty, but I do think that this is all about having that connection, really. This is very much a charge point of view. So you're giving birth to something new. This could be an idea, this could be a solution, this could be a new path that you're thinking about taking, but this here, this guy, little guy in this card, is saying that you do need to stand up for something this month. Maybe it's your own rights, your own time, but you have the knowledge, and I think you kind of know what to do with that knowledge this month. You know where to go with that knowledge. You know how to wield it. That's the word I was looking for. You know how to wield this knowledge. People may be coming to you for advice this month. People may be saying, hey Gemini, help me, blah blah blah, and you'll know exactly what to say because you've just been fighting those battles. So I think you're probably going to be seeing the consistent changes within yourself this month, because you're going to be starting to see maybe yourself as other people see you, or other people can connect with you in that kind of way. I would say that there's a lot of positivity here anyway, but it does certainly feel like there's so much more that is coming through in a general kind of place for you. I do feel that there's... sorry, my cat just decided to nudge my elbow and I didn't expect it. Yeah, it just seems like there's a lot of potential for you coming through, and I do feel that there's more to it than maybe meets the eye right now. It does seem like there's tiny bits here and there that you're not really prepared for. I do also feel like there's so many things that you're probably going to be asked to do, especially with this card, and you may not want to do that. You know, you may not want to spend 5 hours giving somebody advice. But then you have the Judgment card here. This is you being called onto a new path. This is you being called onto a new direction because of the self-learning, I think, and the internal dialogue that you've been having with yourself. So the Judgment card here is very much representative of what you possibly could achieve and what you could maybe even bring forwards toward yourself in the very near future. Just as an aside, Gemini, this is what I'm currently having to deal with while I do your reading. So just bear with me. I will be back in a second. Okay, let's try this again now. So yeah, you are being called onto a new path. You are being called onto something brand new. I also feel like everything that you learn this month about yourself, everything that you come to achieve this month when it comes to applying yourself to something that may be tricky, applying yourself to something that you may be uncomfortable actually looking into. So it could be like, oh, I have issues with communication, or I have issues with connecting with people. Why is that? You know, why is that? Why do I feel like I'm being attacked, or why is it that I feel like I'm being made to communicate in such a way? So just maybe have a look and see what it is you feel about certain things when it comes to that sort of mindset, you know. And I do think that a lot of you Geminis are actually going to reach a conclusion about what it is you want to achieve and kind of who you want to be. Certainly before the end of the year's out, actually. I think you're going to do this. But this is basically here. Even the Nine of Wands underneath this, it's like, don't keep kidding yourself. Don't defend yourself against things that aren't necessarily there. You know, the issues that you may think are just constantly coming at you and the things that you may be worried about, don't pressurize yourself too much, because you're just going to carry on a lot more weight than you anticipated, you know. I do think that this is a progression of certain things, though. I do think that sometimes you may feel like the weight of responsibility. For instance, oh, I definitely need to do this and this and this, and everybody's relying on me to achieve this, and everyone wants me to do this. Maybe just kind of look at what you want to do for yourself. Not in a selfish way, but just have a look and see. So, runes. Let's see what's coming through for dear Geminis. Oh, you got 2 here for the first one. Alright, so what do we have? Cool. So we have Solo, which is life force, health, victory, this one, honor and success. And then we have this one here, which is basically about love and music and the arts and beginnings and endings and everything like that. So I think that especially for this one, you have to make sure that you're focused on the 10 of Cups rather than the Devil card. The Devil card may be your anxiety saying you don't deserve this, you don't need this, you're not going to get anywhere, even after all this time. You know, if you've achieved something, you don't deserve it, you're not going to get anywhere, you're not going to get anything. Ignore it. Ignore it. Just put that little devil back where it belongs and just get on with it and achieve this, because otherwise you're going to send yourself so down in vibration that it won't be a good September for you, because you won't be productive. So I think that you just have to look at it a positive way. Get yourself into it and get going. So let's have a look. Okay. Ooh, I had a feeling this was going to come out. This is defense and protection, motivation, and a bit of trustworthiness. So yeah, you need to get motivated. You need to have that kind of connection that may be coming through with certainly a lot more pizzazz. I also feel that you can trust yourself. You know, you can trust yourself this month. You have to obey your instincts a little bit more than maybe you do originally. Maybe you don't think that you should maybe come up and show people how you think they should be doing something, or you know, that kind of thing. Because I think a lot of people would say that, oh well, you're acting over me and blah blah blah. This is very much something that I think you need to do. Just go within yourself and have a little think about what it is you want to be told by your guides, by anybody. Whoa, where did you go? Oh, you got Odin's rune. Now, I don't know which direction that was going to be, but since it's this one, how about we do it that way? So this is the power of words, basically. This is vision. This is leadership as well. So it's kind of you going, yes, I'm going to do this. And this is basically everything that I said before. Power of words. You may be asked for advice, you may be communicating, you may be writing a story, you may be doing something, but this is very important for you this month. The communication may be twofold when it comes to being important to you. And here we have, ooh, if I can open it, the blank one. Well, nobody ever wants the blank one, so let's have a look. Oh, Tewaz. So this is a bit of strife. This may be, I think this is that one. This may be actually telling you to do something different. You're going this way and it's kind of saying, no, go back, no, go back, no, go back. So you may actually feel pressure to stay in your comfort zone or kind of ignore certain people. You know, that sort of thing, like, oh, I can't be in this moment, I can't be in this moment. So just try and ignore that instinct to maybe run away from the future, run away from your progress. Some people, yes, they do naturally fear it, and they can just, I think, overreact a little bit to certain things, but I don't feel you need to. I think that you are going to absolutely surpass your own expectations. I think that you're going to be quite, a little bit surprised maybe at how you can achieve certain things. But yeah, I don't get anything about this time. I don't get anything negative. I just get something that says, please don't ignore the call to move forwards. Don't ignore that, because I think it's far too important. Anyway, Gemini, I wish you all the very best for September. Do let me know how things go for you. I always love hearing your comments, and your subscriptions and likes and everything really do support me. Again, if you'd like a reading, click the link below. You'll be able to email me as well if you want to about readings too. But yeah, I really look forward to seeing what October brings for you. Let me know how September goes, and I'll read you all soon.